We actually invited out one of our students to share her perspective as well. Why did she even decide to get into QA? Aliona, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
Nice, thank you. I have not the best quality of the internet right now, so I will be just in voice call because I see that my video is not connecting. So
No worries, no worries. We're glad that you could make it. Anyways, thank you so much. I know you could be doing something else in this beautiful Sunday in Chicago. It's super warm today, so thank you for that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just a couple of words. Who you are and like why did you decide to get into quality assurance?
Well, okay. I have a experience. So my past life, I would say, I have an. Yes, I have a before QA. So this is a bridge before QA and after QA. So there's a life, different life. So in my previous life, my experience was in marketing, and because working in marketing, suppose that you have a lot of a job to do with social media, digital media, and I had this experience with developing teams, working on some web application, mobile application. And this was the experience that gave me this vision about what this developing team are making. What does it mean, this IT? And for me, it was, I understood that it's familiar. I mean, I would be able to make it because I probably like it, because I understand what people are making there. So I decided for myself that probably I would need to change something in my life, because after 10 years of marketing, I was done with it, totally done.
Got tired?
Get tired for sure, because you never know how the market is changing. Yesterday, never knew about a TikTok. Today, everybody is in TikTok. And being in marketing, it means that you must be each time in stressful feelings that what will be next, what is this product actual, if it will be selling. I mean, it's crazy. So right now in QA, I feel so peaceful, I would say, because I really understand that my day starts at 9 a.m. and finished at 5 p.m. I'm closing my laptop and I'm done for today, so I can be a free mind to do everything I want. No stressing about you need to stay online in digital media or something like that. I mean, this is cool right now. I feel peaceful right now. Thank you guys for giving me this chance to live peaceful.
Yeah, you're very welcome, but it wouldn't be without like your hard work and studying and doing all of the homeworks, right? And doing all of the self-studying and preparing for the interview. And
Yes.
so interesting that you, before getting into the QA, you kind of knew a little bit about the IT world, that it exists, right?
Yes,
And
from the corner, I was watching like
watching from the behind. Interesting, thank you. And how did you choose our school, and how was your overall experience? Did you get like everything you needed for the job and to get through your interview?
Okay, so yes, before I started looking for making little research, I just have two real cool friends that are in QA. So I asked them about some recommendations. I asked where they learned this profession. I mean, it's interesting to look through their past experience, because they have about 5 and more years already working in this QA. And one of my friends, she recommended me this tech school academy. It was really interesting for me because it's in Chicago. It's not somewhere in other states or something like that. It's close to me. It's I understood for myself, but probably this school will be good for me, because I don't know. I thought like that, and probably my intuition made it okay that it's okay. Go there and you'll have good teachers. You'll have good experience there, and I had actually. So I would say that yes, my decision was really correct, and right now I can recommend your school to other guys for sure. I would not make a mistake recommending you for sure.
Thank you. It's not like I'm claiming for recommendations here, but really, really thank you a
No,
lot. So I just thank you.
You know, it's very cool when somebody that you really know, I mean, it's not somebody from internet that you never know, where it's a fake recommendation or fake review. It's when you are asking a friend, a real guy, that you know that if you'll not like it, then you can complain. Like you did that, you said about that. And so, I mean, it's important one. It's real experience. So, and I do like your methodology. I mean,
tell us more. What did you like about it? Like,
so yes, I liked your detailed information about everything. I mean, step by step, you are starting from introduction to QA to IT, because a lot of people coming to this profession from other fields, like totally different from IT. So you are giving this piece to piece, very detailed information, very complex information. So step by step to a complex software programs. Maybe in some moments I felt that I have too much information, probably because it's starting increasing like a snowball. You know, from a little one to became full of information, and I was feeling about like maybe it's too much for me right now. But then I understood that stop, this is just the beginning, and everything new feels so
overwhelming. With
probably,
anything.
yes. But then when you become familiar with these terms or with this information, words, I was watching a few days ago some science programs, and I understood that they are speaking the same language like me. So now I fully understand what they are speaking. This is really interesting, but not just looking for a Discovery Channel and nothing understanding. Here you are like you can make professional opinion right now. So it's nice to be in trend, I would say. So plus your attitude, I would say that you are very responsive to any requests, messages, emails, calls. Each time when I had some problems with homework, or I did not understood correctly the lesson, I could easily call you and have this full information. This is really nice, because I remember how it was on my previous courses, whatever it was, English or some professional courses. No, but people are leaving you that it's on your own. You must study on yourself, finding some information on Google or whatever, and it's not very. It's not motivating you. When you have this contact each time, it makes you to feel like you need this, and you have people that will help you, and this is awesome, actually.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, we really value this personal touch, right? And almost like one-on-one support, right? So you're not it's not like you have enough stress by just thinking that you want to change the career, right? So
Sure.
so like we try to eliminate that by giving you the information, right? But and as the more information that you have, the more confident you will be, right? And
yes, of course.
how was your like interview overall, and maybe if you want to share like how long you have been working, and how is your experience in the company, or maybe you can share.
Well, I believe we finished our course in October, when I get your confirmation about all the stuff that I finished my project, and I'm ready to apply. And I started applying for new jobs in November, and to be honest, I was so I clearly understood that I would not have a job until Christmas, because companies usually they are closed. I came from a big company, and I know what was before Christmas.
slow.
We were closing the project. We was budgeting the new year, the holiday coming, plus this pandemic time. So it was very extremely moment, and I understood that I would not have this job till the end of the year, but I was applying each day, sometimes by 20 resumes daily. I was using 3 or 4 websites, job searching. So it was a good job. I believe I made such a lot of emails because I created a special email address just for jobs to not fool my personal email with this, because I still have this position email still now. People are still sending something requirements, some scams, a lot of scams come. So be very informative about where you are sending this resume, and if it come back to you, just keep in touch with this scam messages about jobs. Be very careful with this. And so I was applying in January. It was a slowdown for sure because nobody was working.
Everybody was making ginger cookies.
I even received these mails like, we received your email, but because we are on holiday, we'll come back about, I don't know, January 10 or something. So that was actually in the middle of January. I received a call from a company. It was a recruiting company.
Agency.
Yes, so this was a voice call. She gave me some questions, some ordinary, about myself, something a little bit. Then she said that in a couple of hours, you'll be called by HR from the company that is interested in me. And there was also a short chat, about 10 minutes, not more. She was asking also some ordinary questions, nothing special, And in a few days, they scheduled a meeting with me, video call with a project manager already. Oh. And this was a complicated call, I would say, because the guy was answering. So there was a really professional questions about my experience. Please explain your usual day. What did you make in a meeting, or how big was your team? How was your, I don't know, some feelings or some conflicts? How are you reacting on stressful moments or something like that? It was complicated for me because, you are not making this video call. Plus, it's different. When you are coming face to face with the people, it works a little bit different. Your charisma may be some different. When you're in video call, you cannot make. Plus, he did not show his face. It was blank. Just me. I was seeing myself and I couldn't see his face. It was really very uncomfortable for sure. And after, at the end of this meeting, okay, everything was okay. Nice to meet you. Goodbye. And done. So nobody was calling me for about a week or two. Probably I already forgot about them. I was applying for new jobs. And on the 1st of February, they called me and said, you passed. We need your background check.
That's it?
We are ready to take you.
In a week.
Yeah, and I was very calm on the phone, but inside of me it was a explosion because I understood that finally I'm done looking for a new job. This is really very nice. Then it was a week, I believe, of background check, sending some documents, reviews, references, and all. And on 15th of February was my first day of starting working.
Such an amazing story. Thank you. Thank you. Probably this job was just waiting for you.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and I think you're working remote, right?
Yes, that was actually the main point on my research or on my searching of the job. I need a remote job, and right now I have a. So the company sent me a environment equipment. I have a laptop, so to work remotely from their equipment, not for my own one. And I have my daily routine. It's about 2 to 3 meetings daily. We have a lot of excuse me, we have about 50 guys in the meeting each day. So
50?
I still do 50, yes, 50.
Like
It's a lot of people.
50?
50, yes. 50
In the
people.
meeting?
Yes, in the meeting
Wow.
there are a lot of people, because each time I really don't know who is talking, because I really cannot remember who
Yeah.
is. I just know my project manager and my teammate. That's it. Other people each time are different. They are speaking such a lot of stuff, and this is really interesting. I mean, I'm making experience from this side. I'm making even each meeting I taking notice, because I need to remember because we cannot
course.
record the meeting. I mean,
Yeah.
and you need to understand what is going there. It's interesting. I mean, and plus it's a government company, I government project, so there are a lot of process, a lot of procedures, a lot of stuff to do. You need to do that, you need this, and it's a waterfall methodology.
Okay.
Everything is improved a
Everything
year
old
ago.
school. That's what we learned in a course. You remember, like government agencies and like larger corporations, they still follow this waterfall, slow cycle.
And I would say, even based on, because we are not making video calls, it just the voice calls, I would say that based on their voices, I could say that people there are really with a lot of years of experience, because mostly of them are seniors already. And when you hear from these guys that they are speaking about digital, about QA development, they are sharing screens of that database is working in SQL, and you understand that in this country, even if you will have 60 years old or 70 years old, you'll be still in, you can work. I mean, if you are a good professional, it doesn't matter how old are you. I mean, this is nice. You can change your life at 50 years, at 60 years, if you don't like what are you doing. Start a new job and go and work. That is cool.
Thank you. Awesome. And how about the tools? Are you familiar like with all of the tools that they use, and like was it difficult to learn?
Well, because this is a government project, they are not using the many of the tools that we learned, because they are, most of them are free, or they're, and they are using their own. But it's useful because I can take advantage from this. I mean, right now I'm writing a test cases, and I'm writing them like I would wrote, for example. I use the same model. So this is, I can apply this experience right now. I would not work in Jira, but I make it like if I would. Like, so, or for example, they are working in using databases. They are working with SQL databases. This is really also very useful for me, because actually my job right now, my position is not required this using of SQL, but when they are with my, I in the small meetings with my project manager, and when he was showing me these databases, I was speaking with him on the same level, and he understood that this girl, she knows more than we need actually. So this is a plus for me, because next maybe I could apply in the same company in a bigger project, for example. Why not? I mean, you need to know more. You need to learn daily. So
thank you so much. And just Aliona, for sharing your story and taking some time. I just wanted to recap what you said, right? Doesn't matter what tools the company use, if you know the basics of your profession, right? You can use any tool. Test Link, Test Pro, Test what is it? Test Jira, some other tools, right? That are out there.
Yes, that is correct. I mean,
awesome.
At least you can say that, yes, I'm familiar, and then make a small research on internet and see how it's working, and you can work it in this. I mean, it's like riding a bike. If you know to ride a bike, you can ride a
a new
other.
bike. Yeah, first it will get uncomfortable, even like after you work for like, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a company, and then you switch the company, you still have to go through learning curve, right? It's
Yeah.
they might be doing different types of business, so you have to learn about their products and tools and processes, but it's all doable, and it's all achievable. Thank you so much, Aliona, for your time today. We really appreciate it for sharing the feedback and spending this time with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for invitation. Thank you. It was for me very nice to share my experience. So at least I can be useful right now.
maybe your story, and not maybe, I'm pretty sure that your story will inspire some other people to change their careers.
Who knows?
Yeah, thanks. All right. So as you guys have listened to Aliona's story, so pretty excited. I really like her story. It's you might think that it's time to give up. No companies are hiring, and she's been searching for the job for quite a few months, but eventually she found it, right?